I have nothing memorized. I think the game starts in the next 3 hours, so cutting it really close.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grim. Today I'm going to be reacting to a mind-numbingly stupid video by Wall Street Journal where this guy is so cocky that he thinks he can learn chess in 30 days and possibly beat a chess grandmaster. Now, this guy thinks that he is just, one of the world's best learners, and his ego is just so high that he thinks this is somehow possible. But spoiler alert, it's not, and we're going to watch his whole plan crash and burn. I don't know how much money Wall Street Journal wasted on this piece, but make sure you keep watching to the very end because it is just spectacularly dumb, like I said. Anyways, without further ado, let's just get into it.
The final challenge is to defeat world champion Magnus Carlsen at a game of chess.
So first things first, just that statement alone, if you're making that, you don't understand, obviously, the skill ceiling in chess. This is a game played by millions of people for just years. Like, I'm sure centuries people have been playing chess, mastering the game. And this guy thinks he can just swoop in and beat the current ranked #1, or at the time ranked #1 chess grandmaster. That is ridiculous. It's like saying you could just play a 1v1 game with Jordan in his prime and possibly beat him. Like, there's no way.
I'm Max Deutsch. I'm 24 years old. I live in San Francisco, and I would consider myself an extreme learner.
So this is Max, and like I said, he has a very, very big goal in mind, but he thinks that he can do it because he is this master learner. It takes him about a month to learn things, and he has this strategy where he just, very, very intensely studies something and he can pick it up. Look, I'm not doubting that this guy isn't like a boy genius or something. I'm sure he's much smarter than me, but he's idiotic for thinking this is possible. Okay, so he's learned things like memorize how a stack of cards has gone in like 2 minutes. That's pretty crazy. I'm sure there's a strategy to learning it, but that's pretty wild in itself. And then the next month, he learned how to draw a realistic self-portrait. I totally get this guy's pursuit. He's wanting to expand his personal, abilities, but this is just not what you want to do when it comes to chess. Like, you couldn't have been like, all right, in 30 days, I want to be, this certain rank of chess. I think there's like actual ELO ranks. He could have said that, not literally, I'm going to try to beat the best person in the world at it in a month. Every time I say that out loud, it just sounds more idiotic than the last time. Yo, really quick, you guys, there's a large chunk of you that watch my videos that aren't subscribed, which is kind of whack if you ask me, but make sure if you're enjoying the videos, please scroll down and hit that subscribe button. It helps me out so much, as well as like the video so that more people can see it. But without further ado, we'll get back into the video.
Could I reimagine or create a completely different way of thinking about chess, where that I could play a competitive game in only a month's time?
All right, real quick, I'm just gonna open up a new tab right here and look up when was chess invented, because this guy has some big plans. The 6th century, bro, AD. Like, this has been played for hundreds of years, yet you are seriously thinking that you can just find a new way to learn and study this game that no one's thought of before. The absolute millions of people that have played this game and attempted to master it before you, they just couldn't find this one easy loophole that you're gonna find. What a weird shot in the dark this guy's going for. And I don't get how he pitched this idea to Wall Street Journal and they were like, all right, yeah, we'll make a video about that. We'll fly Magnus Carlsen out and pay him whatever his exorbitant appearance fee might be. I'm sure they spent $50,000 on this video overall, yet it was all for absolutely no reason. And they show like a montage of Magnus playing, and I don't think I can really state just how good this guy is at chess. He is absolutely once in a generation skill when it comes to this game. I mean, it shows him playing multiple people at one time. He's just walking down this table doing move after move and beating people. You see all their heads in their hands like, oh my god, he's so good, how does he do it? He's just a miracle boy when it comes to chess, and you're not gonna even stand a chance, bro.
I just couldn't climb that chess skill ladder fast enough in a month. And so if I wasn't going to learn chess like a human, the other option I had was to learn chess like a computer.
So he does about the most San Francisco, Bay Area programmer like nerd way to do this. He's like, all right, if I'm not gonna learn chess, the proper way in 30 days, because there's no way I can just practice and beat this guy, I'm gonna turn my brain into a computer and just memorize chess.
Could I build an algorithm in my computer that looks at any given chess position, could say whether that's a favorable position or not?
So first things first, just building an algorithm like that sounds extremely challenging. I'm sure there's stuff out there that people have made made for practice when it comes to chess. That's already a pretty big library of favorable moves. But for him to build that database himself is going to be quite the feat. And then just hear this next part. This is where it gets more ridiculous. This guy thinks that he is just Superman and can literally learn anything. It's not possible.
I would ultimately turn my brain into a very slow and slightly less sophisticated chess computer.
So this guy's whole plan, you guys, let me just spell this out, is to make this algorithm that is already just going to be so difficult to create and understand, you know, that's going to be building this database of favorable moves for each piece in every position on the board. He is going to personally memorize those billions of choices that are favorable in 30 days, literally billions. I'm telling you guys, it's an astronomical number if you were to do the math on how many different positions are possible with each piece on a chessboard. He's going to memorize that and just beat this #1 player somehow.
One thing that I did not anticipate was how long it would take my computer to come up with this algorithm.
And as if things couldn't get worse, the algorithm still isn't done at this point of filming, and they're about to do this game like very shortly. It's like this guy just doesn't understand, like, turns out my MacBook Pro, you know, mid 2011 model, it's the nice one, cannot quite run these billions of equations needed to make this algorithm, you know, within 30 days. I don't have a NASA computer, so we don't even have the algorithm. I'm just gonna wing it and hope that I beat this guy.
So right now, as I'm sitting here, I have nothing memorized. I think the game starts in the next 3 hours, so cutting it really close.
That was such an awkward edit. I mean, the editors really did him poorly there, but he must be shaking right now. Like, he has so much pressure. He got Wall Street Journal to make this whole piece about him, give him a month to train because they were like, oh, yeah, he's gonna learn. No one questioned him for some reason. Everyone just gives him the benefit of the doubt and thinks that this guy can do the impossible. And then when it turns out he wasn't able to accomplish anything, he's just sitting there like, I'm gonna give it my best shot, and I hope that I can beat him because I can learn stuff fast. It only takes me about 30 days. I'm faster than a computer. So finally they show off, and surprisingly the game takes 22 minutes. Who knows how much of that was this guy thinking? But what's funny is actually I checked the comments and people can somehow tell, I'm not a chess genius by any means, but people can somehow tell that he was actually doing a very simple intro when it comes to chess that Magnus probably could detect right away and play around. I'm sure he was just trying to make the video look less bad and give him some time, but he easily destroyed this kid. It was no match. And again, this is like you just thinking of whatever your favorite sport is, the greatest player of all time, in their prime, on their best day ever, you are trying to play against them with 30 days of practice. That is just not going to ever happen. I don't know why this guy thought this was possible, but let's just hear his reflection because he really had to take this L just now.
I ran out of time. The chess algorithm is still processing, coming together, and as a result, I completely abandoned that approach for today and just played a normal game of chess.
And he's almost phrasing this like, when this algorithm is done, I am going to memorize these billions of possibilities and we're gonna play a rematch and I'm gonna win, okay? I can learn anything. Like, dude, no, give up on the algorithm. None of this is gonna work. Just practice chess like a normal person if you wanna be good.
Keeping him a little bit nervous for at least 8 moves was a minor victory. And then after move 12, my pieces were just dancing around.
So at least he gives himself a pat on the back for knowing basic chess strategy and getting through the first, 5 or so moves clean. Oh man, this whole video was an absolute train wreck, and I wish we could just have access to the total billing cost of making this production. I hope that they didn't spend the thousands that I'm imagining they did, but I'm sure it's not cheap to fly Magnus out to this event, have him play a game. I'm sure his time is very valuable, and this whole thing was just for bust. Like, this is the only video that Wall Street Journal made with this guy because I think he's got to really revise his ideas for this show. I don't think that you can't, learn something quickly in 30 days. That's a cool sentiment and idea, but when you're shooting for the stars, you're just gonna land in an empty void of space and die of oxygen starvation, okay? That's what happens, all right? You gotta shoot for something closer, maybe within our atmosphere. All right, that's enough with the space imagery. I'm gonna go watch Interstellar because it's my favorite movie ever. Hope you guys having a good week so far. Let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments below. This was quite the funny one. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace out.